we have Calvin Ruda here with us from West Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. Today we are meeting Turner the Texas tortoise and a three-toed box turtle. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yeah, of course. So tell us about these little guys that you brought today.
So I've got two very different kinds of turtles, and even calling one a turtle is a little bit inaccurate because this one right here is Turner, our Texas tortoise. Now, even though he is a Texas tortoise, he's actually not native to our region.
Okay.
These guys live a little further south. Our winters are just a little too chilly for these guys.
Gotcha.
However, what ends up happening with a lot of them is that people, because they'll see something like a turtle or a tortoise crossing the road, maybe when they're traveling or something, and they'll think, you know, it's just a tortoise. And they'll take them into their car and keep them with them and not realize until later that it's not allowed to keep them as pets, right? And that's how Mr. Turner came into our care, we believe.
Gotcha.
Because even though he's not native, he was found between here in Amarillo and Canyon. Outside of a grocery store's parking lot. So we think somebody had him and ended up releasing him back into the wild, which luckily we found him before anything happened to him. But these guys, while they're not endangered, are a protected species. So we actually had to have special permission from Texas Parks and Wildlife to even have them out at our center.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
Crazy. And you mentioned calling a tortoise a turtle is technically incorrect.
Yeah.
So what's kind of the difference between the two?
So there's kind of a few differences, but one of the big ones is that the vast majority, if not all, tortoises are land dwelling, right? You can usually tell by the fact that turtles have flipper feet, and tortoises usually have these much bigger kind of like tree stump feet or elephant-looking feet looking things, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is that a lot of turtles, especially ones that live in the water, they're going to have much smoother shells to be able to move through that water smoothly.
Kind of like this guy right here.
Yeah, exactly, kind of like this one. Though, interesting enough, even though this guy is a turtle, they're a box turtle. And the thing about box turtles is they're one of the kind of rare land turtles, right? So these guys don't spend very much time in water. Instead, they burrow and hang out underground.
Interesting.
Now, a couple of things that you'll notice as well is that Turner is out and about, sticking his head out, and this little turtle here is just very shy about the whole ordeal. And now there's a couple of reasons for that. First off is that tortoises, generally speaking, can't fit all the way into their shell. So what they'll kind of do is that they'll tuck themselves as best they can and then use these big front legs as almost like a little shield and cover their face. But box turtles here, these guys, and this is something that's unique to box turtles, is that their shells actually have a hinge to them. So this turtle can completely seal itself inside of its shell whenever it wants to. Now, most turtles obviously can't do that. They just tuck themselves fully in, but box turtles in particular have that ability. Now, we have a few different species of box turtles around here locally. Mostly what you'll see is the ones with a very dark shell with the yellow spots on them. They're called painted box turtles or spotted box turtles. And you see people have those as kind of like pets or keep them around pretty commonly around here.
Gotcha.
That's pretty neat. Now, what are turtles and tortoises like role in the ecosystem?
So they actually fulfill a couple different roles. It really depends on the species, right? So Rochelle and I were talking right before we started about snapping turtles. So they actually act as predators out in our lakes and ponds and other things like that. Lots of turtles and tortoises, though, are mostly going to be vegetarians, herbivores, right? They're going to be eating lots of grasses and things like that. But they're also, I cannot remember the name for it right now, but basically they help keep our area clean because they eat poop. These guys,
so they're scavengers.
Yes, they're kind of like a scavenger, And they will eat their own poop. They'll eat other animals' poops, but obviously, mostly they're eating grass and other kinds of greens and things like that as they're roaming about.
That's interesting. Well, thank you for bringing these guys here today. We learned a lot about turtles and tortoises, so
I
that's
didn't
really
know
cool.
they ate poop. But so much. Welcome back, everybody. We are back with Calvin from West Wildlife Rehabilitation. We're talking about their upcoming Face Your Fears event. So, Calvin, tell us a little bit more about it. You get to get up close with some really neat animals and learn a little bit more about them.
Yeah, absolutely. So October 25th, so I believe this next Saturday is when it's going to be from noon to 2, totally free. It will be a great opportunity to donate and help our work if you would really like to when you come out and visit us. But we're going to have an opportunity to meet all kinds of different critters, particularly ones that people might feel a little nervous around, you know, some creepy crawlies, some insects, some reptiles, some snakes. But we'll probably also have some of our animals that maybe people are uncomfortable with being near, but are maybe a little less scary to be around than spiders. So think skunks or possums, things like that. A little more fuzzy and furry rather than, you know, scaly and creepy.
Right.
That's so cool. And after this event, if people still want to donate and help y'all out, can they just go to your website?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can go to our website. We have public tours every Friday at 3 p.m. out at our center. We also offer a couple of different kinds of events like birthday parties and other things like that that people are more than welcome to check out both on our website and our Facebook page. And they also can obviously give us a phone call to see about all those different kinds of opportunities to either assist us directly through monetary means or even to look into becoming a volunteer themselves if they're interested.
Absolutely. And I have volunteered out there before for our Founders Day that we do here. Really cool. You learn a lot. So I would definitely take that up on the opportunity.
Absolutely. Now, I know one question I've had people ask, like when I see them in the grocery store or something, is do y'all offer some of these up for like adoption? Or if you do, how does that work?
So we don't, because we're fully rescue and rehab. So all of our animals either get released right back into the wild unless we're unable to do so, in which case they stay with us as ambassador animals.
Right.
Or occasionally we'll send them off to some other form of shelter or long-term care facility if it's not going to be a match for education.
Okay.
When it comes to animal adoptions and things like that, we take care of specifically wildlife here in the Texas Panhandle. And here in Texas, anything that occurs natively in our environments and our habitats is illegal to own as a pet. Now, if you really want to work alongside these animals, we are a totally volunteer organization serving all 26 counties here in the Texas Panhandle. And so looking into that and coming either to visit us or talk about that, that'll be a great way to have a kind of hands-on experience with these animals if you really want to have an opportunity to work with them and learn more about them.
Yeah, because I know when Kaylee did it, she loves it.
Oh yeah, I've gone for the past 2 years, and it's like my favorite thing, I promise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love having new people out as well, and it's always a joy both to see like the people of the community, how much they're willing and interested in helping out. But I think people usually get a good time about it too.
Oh yeah, I do love going in there and just going to see the animals, if anything, you know.
I mean, I know me, I only meet them here, and I've learned a lot. So I can just imagine what you learned going out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. We
Yes,
really
thank y'all.
Absolutely.
And